Alright guys, we got the essentials. Monster Java. Yep, going striped bass fishing. That is what we are doing tonight. Just gonna get some dinosaur juice and then we are on our way. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Moontide, this water is definitely up a little further. I thought maybe I should have left the better half hour earlier, but we should be good. Wind's not too terribly bad. Let's fix that first. Send the cast out there. Depending on how we do here, I may make a few moves. At least one move. Sucked. A little bit of a crosswind here, which I'm not too thrilled about. Not absolutely terrible. Full day of trout fishing. Put in a full tide cycle here. Alright, looking like they're gonna make me work for them tonight. Oh, we hooked up. Feels like a pretty decent one. You railed it. There's some fish around. Keep them pinned for once. Pre-season striped bass on April 10th. Oh, he's a pretty nice one. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, I side hooked him. I don't know why it felt so big. Hooked in the gill plate. Mr. Fish, you gotta get a hold of those. There he is. Too bad. Second fish of the year. Not a terrible thing. Kneel down. down here for a minute. Just pop that hook out without even taking him out of the water. Old pliers. Oh, okay. Come on. Well, let me just get that out of your cheek. Come on, I don't want to take you out of the water. Go. Go up he goes. Bye-bye, fish. Oh, he's still right there. Oh. All right, guys, I was getting a little worried there. I've been fishing for about a half hour, didn't get a hit. I was about to make a move. I guess we'll stick around here a little bit, see what happens. On a black and silver SP, just crawling it, and he hit pretty close in. We're cruising the banks over here, looking for food. He hit pretty good. Completely missed the plug. Had inside of the cheek, as you can see. Well, full day of trout fishing. Had some nice trout today. He dropped a real nice big one. Got a striped bass. There we go. A couple of casts on camera, this way, you know, nothing can hit. And just throwing out the old SP minnow and really just crawling it on back to me. Crawling it back. Get the line on the roller would help, I guess. So one fish in. First striped bass on camera this year. Hope he's got a few pals around. I was saying, man, on 2 nights before the moon, you should have fish moving in, but it's still chilly. Those water temperatures are probably still in maybe the high 40s over here, if I'm lucky. But yeah, that one woke me up. So we'll have something. Needed that fish today. Me fooled a little bit, thought he was a bit bigger. Like I said, April 10th, 5 days before the opener. Still hitting the old black, purple, silver SP. And I started with the 5-inch. When I just wasn't feeling it as much as I like. Now that's the one thing about crawling it slow. You have any kind of a wind, you kind of lose contact with the plug a lot. Having to speed up your retrieve, which is fine on nights when the fish want it fast. But give that a shot too, and that didn't seem to really turn them on. Like I said, there's just not many of them in here. Got spoiled the last couple of seasons. Got really spoiled. The warmer temperatures. Unfortunately, I don't think the water temperatures did very much for the spawns every year. So hopefully these cooler temps and all the rains and hopefully more stable water temps get a real good spawn out of the Hudson and the Chesapeake this year. Because we need it. Gonna see a tough couple of years ahead. Everybody, oh, there's plenty of big fish around. There's plenty of big fish. Oh yeah, there's plenty of big fish around. Here were the little ones. Oh, what's gonna happen now that you got 5-6 years ago when you had a bad spawn? Guess what? Those are your slot fish. Next year, those are your slot fish. Next 6 years, those are your slot fish. And then your bigger fish. As those fish get bigger, there's going to be less of them. So, you know, just keep that in mind, guys. I think we're in for a rough couple of seasons. You know, good to see these smaller fish. But in the fall, November, We used to be able to go to the beach and throw a bucktail and just whack what we used to call death rats at will. One after the other. All little tiny guys. But those past couple of years, where are those fish? Those fish are gone, those little guys. You need little fish to become big fish, folks. You need little fish to become big fish. But, that's enough of me rambling on. Thank God I brought a couple extra batteries tonight. I have to order some new batteries. These things seem to be draining pretty quick. I mean, they're getting a little old. You know they ain't gonna hit it when I got this camera rolling. You know that. There's a good amount of casting for that fish. I still may make a move. Alright guys, striper number 2 for the night. This one, he's flopping all over the place out there. Oh, I snagged him again. Sure do feel heavy compared to those trout. Yep, it's just going to be a slow pick tonight. It's going to have to work for them. They're not coming easy. They're not coming easy at all. Well, this one looks a little better. You guys can see him or not. A little bit better than the last one. A little bit better than the last one. Probably pretty close. This guy I'm not just going to be able to pop out the cheek, so we'll, I think we'll put him on the boga. So I don't get hooks in my hands. Let him go. We got some fish moving around back here. Not too bad. I'm solid. Right in the mouth. Pliers. Yeah, real easy. Got 2 hooks in there. He wasn't getting out. Alrighty. Nice easy stuff here. Again, the hits are way too far for me to keep the GoPro rolling, unfortunately. On you. Yeah, and then a lot of guys say crush the barbs, but I drop too many fish as it is, so. Especially this early in the spring, fall, spring. We're in spring. Oh, he got that in there pretty good. I'm gonna try it this way. God, that just looks so simple. Now we'll order new waders. Bitch. So I think I have another pair. That's definitely a hole in the waders right there. So we'll get that chaos on the freaking video. Man, that hook is just in there. Alright guys, well after all that chaos, got this fish. I'm going to release him. About 10-pound fish. Well, I had him on the boga, just weighed him. Give him a minute. Something all strong. Once again, this is when I was considering making a move. Well, I'm not going to be going anywhere I got to stand in the water, that's for sure. I think I ordered 2 pairs of these waders. Oh, there he goes, he's kicking off. Bye-bye, buddy. Where'd he go? He's gone. All right, let's go try to get another one with my hole in the waders. So we'll be staying out of the water, that's for sure. All right, guys, this is actually Sunday night, and this video is from what was it, Thursday night? Yeah, Thursday night. That was it, just the two fish. So not a terrible night because we got this, no skunk, but not really a stellar night either. But I wanted to touch on a little bit more of what I started speaking and rambling on about in part of this video, and that was the stock assessments and how poor they have been the past 5 or 6 years out of the Chesapeake, which doesn't really affect the area that I was fishing, because probably the stock that I was fishing, and I probably will be fishing the next couple of nights, is probably the Hudson stock. But the Chesapeake stock, like I said, 5 really terrible spawns, almost 6 terrible spawns in a row. And, you know, those are our fish now that are coming into our slot size and smaller. And we're seeing very few of those fish out of the Chesapeake stock. And, you know, my opinions are my own, you know, and where this is going and how I feel. But also I have had the opportunity to sit down at a meeting with one of the head guys who is in control of whether they would shut down the fishery or they wouldn't, because towards the end of last year, off season, they were kind of throwing the M word around and considering a moratorium, which, you know, with the reasons that they given me for this bad stock assessments, I don't understand how it would help at all. I guess, you know, more fish and the biomass, the better. But basically what, you know, they're saying is that increased predation from invasive species in the Chesapeake, like catfish and other things, picking off the what they call young of the year. You know, those are your yearling striped bass, the ones that are just born. And also what they spoke a lot about is the fluctuating water temps and the weather. That being that the striped bass are going up, and they're doing their thing. You know, they're going up there, they're spawning in the rivers, they're spawning in the Chesapeake and, you know, deeper into the Susquehanna and wherever else they go down there. And what's happening is, usually when there's a good spawn, that hatch of striped bass, when the striped bass hatch, there's either a phytoplankton or a zooplankton bloom that kind of coincides with that, so that the fry, little baby striped bass, have something to eat. Well, they're saying for the past 6 years, either they've missed that mark where it's not lining up correctly, or the fluctuating water temperatures will kill off that bloom. And then the year of the young depend on that bloom in order to, you know, to thrive, to eat, and to grow, and then, you know, move on to larger things up the food chain and so far. So if you don't have those things all matched together, then you're not going to have a good, successful spawn and a good, successful hatch. So that's kind of what I've been told. But like I said, I didn't just come up with this off the top of my head. I don't have the data or anything else in front of me to show you guys, unfortunately. I wish I did. But, you know, that's where we're going with that. And that's, you know, why I say that the next few years are going to be rough ones, you know, until we can get a good spawn going. Now, what they also did say is, you know, back in the 80s when they did have the moratorium, which I grew up through, and you weren't even allowed to fish for striped bass for a year, and they were non-existent. You know, I'm sure there was guys catching them, but not like it is now. You know, they had set up hatcheries, and they were exploring that option again. They had it down pretty much to a science, where they were creating these fish in hatcheries and then letting them back into the rivers and everything else. And they you know, they really, like, they put a lot of fish. They were really up and going. And they said amidst all that, when the striped bass did make their comeback, when they did actually go up and have a successful spawn, that spawn blew away every single fish that they hatched, like, in total. Like, one spawn, one natural spawn of these fish just brought the population back. So, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel. We just need this to happen. So, you know, I'm hoping with stabler temperatures and more rain, you know, favorable conditions to the striped bass, that we do get that spawn. That would be great. And, you know, if we get a couple of those successive in a row, we're right back in business. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head out fishing, I think, tonight a little bit. And it looks like I got a little bit of a window. I thought I was not going to be able to, so I'm going to finish up getting this video rendered up so you guys could take a look at it tomorrow morning. Again, guys, thanks for watching. And, you know, as always, do the YouTube things, like, the share, the comment, and, you know, help the channel grow. And if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. It does help the channel, and it does help YouTube get the videos out to other people. All right, guys, tight lines. See you later.